It began as a ripple, a faint distortion high above the clouds barely visible to the naked eye. Early morning commuters paused in confusion as the horizon shimmered colors bleeding into each other like spilled paint. Before anyone could react, the ripple exploded into a roaring vortex crackling with energy. The sky fractured like glass, exposing a gaping hole into the unknown. Around the world, panic set in. Cities went silent as people gazed upward, mouths agape. News anchors stammered over breaking broadcasts, scientists struggled to explain the phenomenon, and governments scrambled to respond. Then came the sound. A low, resonating hum that seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere, vibrating deep within the Earth itself. At the European Space Agency, astrophysicist Dr. Elias Reyes stared at his monitor in disbelief. "This isn't a natural occurrence," he murmured, sweat beading on his forehead. That's a wormhole." The words barely left his lips when the world began to shake. Seismometers, maxed-out tsunamis rose from nowhere and tectonic plates shifted violently. The wormhole's gravitational pull intensified, dragging everything toward its colossal maw. Oceans boiled, cities crumbled, and planes fell from the sky like wounded birds. In the heart of the chaos, General Aurora Quinn stood on the deck of a military command center in Washington, D.C., barking orders. "Evacuate the coastal cities, get every fighter jet in the air. I want solutions, people." But there was no solution. Earth was being consumed. As entire continents tilted toward the wormhole, humanity collectively screamed, and then silence. The crushing pressure of the wormhole's pull rendered every living thing unconscious. When humanity awoke, the Earth floated in a quiet void. Gone was the familiar sun, the comforting constellations. Instead, alien stars twinkled above and monstrous spacecraft hovered ominously around the planet like vultures circling a fresh kill. Then the voice came. It was deep and guttural, echoing in every human language. "Welcome, humans. You have crossed the threshold. Prepare to prove your worth, or perish." On the surface, humans scrambled for answers, but their questions were cut short as the first alien ship descended. Sleek and black as night, it unleashed a flood of biomechanical horrors that skittered across the landscape, their shrieks piercing the air. Humanity had no time to wonder why they were here. They had to fight to survive. The alien ship's landing site was a scene of utter chaos. Towering creatures, half metal and half flesh, emerged from its depths, their jagged limbs slicing through steel and concrete as if it were paper. They moved with horrifying precision as though they'd done this countless times before. In New York City, Sergeant Marcus Tank Langston led a ragtag group of survivors through the rubble. "We're not going out like this," he growled, hoisting a rocket launcher onto his shoulder. "Aim for the joints. Take these things down piece by piece." Explosions rocked the streets as humans fought back, their weapons primitive compared to the aliens' advanced technology. But desperation bred ingenuity. Soldiers used construction equipment, homemade explosives, and even burning vehicles to slow the alien onslaught. Over the Atlantic Ocean, General Quinn coordinated a global response. "We don't have time for politics," she snapped during a video conference with world leaders. "If we don't act now, we're done. Combine our forces. Share resources. This isn't about nations anymore. This is about survival." In underground bunkers and command centers, scientists worked frantically to reverse engineer the wreckage from downed alien drones. Dr. Reyes, his lab in disarray, held up a severed alien limb with trembling hands. This isn't just a machine, he realized. It's alive. They've merged biology with technology in ways we can't even begin to comprehend. Meanwhile, the alien voice boomed again, this time with a mocking tone. "Impressive. You fight like cornered prey. But is that all your species can muster?" The sky darkened as more alien ships appeared, each larger and more menacing than the last. Humanity's initial victory was short-lived. The creatures adapted to their tactics, becoming deadlier with each engagement. In one desperate battle near Tokyo, Aurora Quinn herself joined the fray, piloting a repurposed stealth fighter armed with experimental alien weaponry. "If they think we're weak, we'll prove them wrong," she declared, her voice echoing in every soldier's earpiece. The coordinated assault was nothing short of breathtaking. Fighter jets weaved through plasma fire, ground forces set up ambushes in ruined cities, and naval fleets unleashed a barrage of missiles. The combined might of Earth's militaries managed to destroy the flagship, sending it crashing into the Pacific Ocean in a fiery explosion. Cheers erupted across the globe, but the celebration was cut short by a cold, calculating declaration. Trial 1 complete. Prepare for the next phase. Above Earth, the alien fleet rearranged itself, forming a massive orbital ring around the planet. For a moment, all was still. Then a swarm of microscopic drones poured from the ships, spreading across the globe like a living fog. Dr. Reyes's warning came too late. They're not attacking us directly anymore, he realized with dawning horror. They're going after our minds. As humanity braced for the second trial, the question lingered in every heart. Could Earth's divided people survive what was to come? The alien drones were unlike anything humanity had faced before. Tiny and undetectable to the naked eye, they infiltrated Earth's atmosphere, technology, and even human minds. Entire cities fell silent as the drones hijacked communications, blacked out power grids, and rewrote the digital backbone of the world. But their most insidious weapon wasn't technological, it was psychological. At first the changes were subtle. Misinformation spread like wildfire. People turned on each other, convinced their neighbors were alien sympathizers. Protests erupted, governments accused each other of betrayal, and once united military alliances fractured. The alien drones whispered in human minds, amplifying fear and anger, until paranoia became a pandemic. General Aurora Quinn struggled to maintain control as her own troops began to question her decisions. "We're not fighting each other," she bellowed during a tense standoff at a military outpost. "The enemy wants us divided. Don't give them the satisfaction." But her words were drowned out by the chaos spreading across the globe. In a hidden bunker beneath London, Dr. Elias Reyes worked tirelessly to unravel the drone's programming. Surrounded by screens flickering with alien symbols, he realized the drones weren't just spreading fear, they were feeding on it. "They're extracting our emotions," he explained to a grim-faced Aurora during a secure call. "Fear and anger are fueling them, making them stronger. We need to disrupt their signal." Aurora slammed her fist on the table. "How? We can't even see these things." Reyes's answer was as daring as it was dangerous. "If we can reverse the polarity of their transmission network, we might be able to overload their system. But we'll need to hijack one of their motherships to do it." Aurora wasted no time. She rallied a covert strike team, including the best pilots, hackers, and engineers Earth had left. Their target, a massive alien cruiser hovering over the ruins of Paris. The mission was a long shot, but humanity had no other choice. The infiltration was brutal. The team navigated through a labyrinth of biomechanical corridors, battling swarms of drones and alien guards. As Reyes worked to hack the ship's control systems, the drones began to close in. "Hold them off!" Aurora shouted, firing her plasma rifle at the approaching horde. The team fought desperately, buying Reyes just enough time to upload the virus. When Reyes hit the final key, the ship's systems overloaded, sending a pulse across the planet. The alien drones dropped from the sky, their network disrupted. For the first time in weeks, the world was silent. But the victory was bittersweet. The voice returned colder than ever. "You have survived again, but now you will face the true test." The sky darkened as the wormhole flared to life once more. This time it wasn't alien ships that emerged, it was a living nightmare. A monstrous planet-sized creature slithered into view, its bioluminescent body pulsating with an unnatural glow. It was the Leviathan, the ultimate weapon of the alien overlords. "This is your final trial," the voice declared. "Defeat the Leviathan or your world will be consumed." The Leviathan's arrival triggered global panic. Its massive tendrils reached toward Earth, dragging asteroids in its wake. Entire cities were leveled by the gravitational shock waves it emitted. Humanity was out of time. In the newly established Global Command Center, Aurora Quinn stood at the helm, her face etched with determination. "We're not going to roll over and die," she declared. "If this thing wants a fight, we'll give it one." Dr. Reyes proposed a desperate plan. Using the data from the alien drones, he theorized that the Leviathan's core, its glowing pulsating center, was its only weak point. A direct hit with a high-yield energy weapon could destroy it. The problem? No existing weapon could deliver the necessary payload. "We'll build one," Aurora said without hesitation. In just 48 hours, the world's best engineers, scientists, and military minds came together to construct a prototype weapon, the Dimensional Destabilizer. It was a massive experimental device capable of destabilizing the very fabric of space-time within the Leviathan's core, but deploying it required a suicide mission. Aurora volunteered. "Earth needs a leader who's willing to fight, not hide," she told her team. Leading a fleet of hastily modified spacecraft, Aurora spearheaded the assault on the Leviathan. The battle was apocalyptic. Earth's fighters dodged plasma bursts the size of mountains while ground forces fired everything they had at the creature's tendrils. The Leviathan retaliated with devastating precision, obliterating entire fleets with a single swing of its massive limbs. Aurora's ship weaved through the chaos, dodging debris and enemy fire as she made her approach. "Stay on target." She barked, her hands steady on the controls. As she neared the core, the Leviathan's defenses intensified. Alien ships swarmed to protect their monstrous creation, forcing Aurora's fleet into a deadly dogfight. "We're not giving up," she shouted, rallying her team. In the final moments, Aurora's ship was hit, leaving her engines failing and systems sparking. "I'm going in manual," she said, grimacing through the pain. With a final push, she activated the destabilizer and ejected seconds before impact. The Leviathan roared, its body convulsing as the destabilizer detonated. The resulting explosion tore through space, obliterating the Leviathan in a blinding flash of light. Aurora's ejection pod drifted through the wreckage, her fate uncertain. Earth had survived, but at what cost? The alien overseer's voice returned, dripping with venom. "You have defied the odds, humans, but you have not won." Above Earth, the alien fleet began to regroup, preparing for one final catastrophic assault. Humanity braced itself for the ultimate showdown. The alien overseers weren't prepared to lose control of their arena. Their fleet, vast and ominous, began forming an unbroken wall around Earth. The glowing alien motherships aligned into a colossal ring, each emitting a pulsating energy field that grew brighter with every second. The voice thundered once more, its tone venomous and absolute. "You have proven resilient humans, but resilience alone cannot defy inevitability. Prepare for annihilation." In the shattered remains of Earth's global command center, General Aurora Quinn stood battered but unbroken. She had survived the ejection from her doomed ship and now addressed the leaders of Earth via a makeshift broadcast. Her voice was steady, but her words carried the weight of their dire situation. "This isn't just a fight for survival, it's a fight for freedom," she declared. "They think they can erase us, but we're still here. And as long as we're breathing, we fight." Dr. Elias Reyes, his clothes disheveled and his lab in ruins, entered the room holding a tablet. "General, we may have one last chance," he said urgently. Reyes explained his plan. By using the destabilizer's core technology, they could construct their own wormhole generator. But instead of fleeing, they could use it offensively, tearing a wormhole directly into the alien overseer's homeworld. If they could strike at the heart of their empire, it might force the overseers to retreat or destroy their control over the arena. Aurora's eyes narrowed. "We take the fight to them." As humanity scrambled to prepare the wormhole weapon, the alien fleet launched its first wave of attacks. Gigantic alien dreadnoughts descended into Earth's atmosphere, raining destruction upon already devastated cities. Aurora rallied the remaining forces, coordinating a desperate counter-assault. The skies lit up with fire and plasma as fighter jets engaged alien ships in fierce dogfights. On the ground, makeshift militia groups and remnants of global armies unleashed a relentless barrage against the invaders. Even civilians joined the fight, turning vehicles into battering rams and repurposing alien debris into weapons. Amid the chaos, Dr. Reyes and his team worked frantically in an underground bunker, assembling the wormhole generator. "It's ready," he finally announced, his voice tinged with both exhaustion and triumph. "But someone has to deploy it manually." Aurora stepped forward without hesitation. "I'll do it," she said. "This is my fight." Aurora piloted a repurposed alien fighter, the wormhole generator strapped precariously to its hull. Behind her, a fleet of Earth's remaining spacecraft followed, each filled with soldiers ready to fight to their last breath. The alien overseers anticipated the move. As Aurora's fleet ascended the orbital ring, opened fire, sending waves of energy blasts toward the human ships. The fleet suffered heavy losses, but Aurora pushed forward, weaving through enemy fire with razor-sharp precision. Finally, the wormhole generator activated, tearing a rift in space. On the other side lay the alien overseer's homeworld, a sprawling dark expanse of biomechanical structures glowing with an eerie green light. The overseer's true fleet, even more massive than the one besieging Earth, loomed in the distance. Aurora and her fleet plunged through the wormhole, unleashing every weapon they had. Alien defenses sprang to life, but the humans fought with a fury born of desperation. Aurora's ship zigzagged through enemy formations, her targeting systems locked on a massive structure at the center of the overseer's command. "This is for Earth," she whispered, firing the generator directly into the core. The resulting explosion ripped through the overseer's homeworld, sending shockwaves across their fleet. The alien motherships crumbled as the connection to their central command was severed. The overseer's voice, once so commanding, now stuttered with disbelief and rage. "Impossible. You dare challenge the architects of this universe?" Aurora gritted her teeth. "We don't just challenge you, we end you." As the alien overseer's homeworld collapsed, the wormhole began to destabilize. Aurora's fleet raced to escape, but the gravitational pull was too strong. One by one, ships were torn apart, their crews sacrificing themselves to ensure Earth's survival. Aurora's ship, its engines failing, drifted toward the collapsing wormhole. Her voice crackled through the comms. "Earth, remember what we did here. Fight for each other. Always." With a final burst of energy, Aurora sent a final transmission, her face resolute. "Tell them humanity fought back." Her ship vanished into the imploding wormhole. Back on Earth, the alien fleet retreated, leaderless and disoriented. The skies cleared, and for the first time since the wormhole's appearance, the sun shone unopposed. Dr. Reyes stood among the survivors, looking up at the stars. "She gave us everything," he murmured. "Now it's our turn to rebuild." Earth was scarred, but alive. Humanity, tempered by fire, emerged stronger and more united than ever. They had faced extinction, and one proving not only their resilience but their capacity to rise above fear and division. Aurora's name became a legend, her sacrifice immortalized in the stories of a reborn Earth. The alien overseers were gone, but humanity would never forget the lessons of the threshold or the cost of their freedom. Above all, they carried Aurora's final message: "We fight together."